You might be involved in some studying at the moment. You've got the wisdom card over here and a book. So you're pretty much acquiring information, acquiring wisdom and knowledge. There's been a big change that has come into your life, and maybe this is the thing that has caused a lot of growth for you. And maybe this is why you've pursued, maybe you're taking some courses, some seminars, something that you're doing at the moment that increases your skills, increases your information base. There's a lot of happiness around you right now. There's somebody that is around you that is very loyal, very faithful, somebody maybe from your childhood that you know, and you're relying on that person a lot to get you through, sort of cloudy situations. You may have known this person for a while, a long time. So in the past, you've got stop, look, and listen. So you've needed to be cautious, spending a lot of time as well by yourself. And there may be somebody in your arena that you're very, very sexually attracted to as well. Maybe that person has come in at the moment. So going into the future, you've got a challenge and confusion. So there's some decision that you need to be making, and you're quite confused as to what to do. And this is presenting a challenge, and you're having to deal with it all by yourself. You can see this man is on the top of this mountain all by himself on this horse. So you're having to deal with the situation by yourself, and it's causing you're scratching your head as to what to do next. So you're pretty much confused as to what to do next. So those are the general energy reads for that week. Okay, so the main energies is the Two of Wands. You've got a decision to make. You're at a crossroads in your life right now, and you could go either way. So you're trying to decide exactly what to do. And the previous energy read show that you were in a state of confusion as to what to do as well. So you are pretty much have reached this point where you have to make a decision and decide, and that is confusing you. This person looks pretty much distraught because they don't really know which way to go. So either way, you're trying to weigh the options up and decide which decision, what to do about it. So you've got the Sun card over here, and this is a card that generally talks about working really hard to get to the top of your game over here. And you're trying to see things from a really different perspective. Now, whatever you do, whatever decision you make is going to require a lot of hard work within that job. So maybe this is something that's got to do with your work, because it is the Wands and it's talking about work, actually physically working, putting your energies into something. So whatever you're going to do with the Sun card over here, it really does talk about really hard work to get to the top. So whatever decision you make is going to be successful, because you've got the dawn of a new day over here, a new sunrise. Maybe there's going to be some sort of help, because somebody coming in to give you that help at the nick of time. So you've got that decision to make, and somebody will come and guide you into what to do. Even if it feels like it's really difficult right now, there's going to be some intervention that you least expected. So what's crossing it is the Ten of Wands, which is showing that, the Ten of Wands is the end of really hard work, hard burdens, hard slog. So something that's coming in, the Sun card talking about a lot of hard work, but there is the end of this hard work with this Ten of Wands. So whatever decision you're going to make within this work that you're going to do is something that takes you out of this hard work, and almost it's like a rescue situation where you're being rescued from doing all this hard work, all this graft that has been going on, all these burdens that you've been carrying, these responsibilities, somebody coming in, that comes to an end, and then somebody coming in to kind of take you out of that situation, put you into a situation where you're not working so hard, and you have success, because this is the Sun card and it brings success as well. So in the past, you've got the Two of Hazards. You can see here also doing a lot of work over here, juggling a lot of things, working according to deadlines. You've got a lot of clocks over there. Maybe whatever you're doing is also very scientific as well. It might be requiring a lot of communication, working with something that is very analytical, and you're experimenting with it as well, juggling things at the same time. Trying to see, this man is trying to keep this skeleton on a chain, as well as trying to work with these test tubes over here. So maybe it's a bit experimental about what you're doing, but you're doing many things at the same time. You're trying to juggle it and keep everything going, but also working according to deadlines. And that's what's been going on in the last year. So in the last 3 months, you've got the Judgment card coming up. So, a change, a decision, some big decision coming up for you. You've got this atom bomb being, dropped. So some big revelation, some big news that came, and now a big decision has been needed to be made. Or you're coming up to a very, very big decision. And you can see that with the Two of Wands. It is extremely big decision. In this particular deck, it's showing, the person dropping a bomb and then needing to decide whether they're going to press the button, the red button, in order for this bomb to explode. So you're coming up to this point where you have to make this really big decision. It's a major thing, and it's going to cause whatever outcome is going to be something big. It's going to be life-changing, this particular decision. So you're really at a turning point in your life right now. And that's been coming up, heading towards you in the last 3 months. So on your mind, you've got the High Priestess over here. You are sitting over there, sitting back and considering all your options. You can see she's waiting, and you've probably been doing a lot of meditation. Now, the High Priestess card is a card of waiting for a cycle to happen, waiting for something to happen, having the information but not really acting on it. And that's probably what you've been doing. You've got the information with you and you still haven't made that decision. It's a probably very, very difficult decision. You're going within yourself and trying to ask yourself questions on how to actually make this decision. And, maybe you're sitting and considering all the options. The High Priestess also is the keeper of secrets or keeper of knowledge. So you do have that information within you, and you have been trying to meditate and decide what to do next. Because it's going to be something that's going to bring a major change. But it's also a decision that's going to take you out of all this hard work. So maybe there is some sort of sacrifice that needs to be made. There is somebody coming in to help you, rescue kind of you out of that difficult situation that you are in. So maybe you've just been waiting for this person or this information or something. You've been waiting for something to come in to give you that insight. So going into the future, you've got the Ten of Swords. So you can see whatever decision you make, you're going to have to leave all that drama behind. And there has been a lot of drama. There's been a lot of, you can see this person's got a sort of like a cleaver in their hands over there. You're going to have to cut that situation out. And it's been something that's been stressing you out. You've got a lot of knots in your stomach, it is a situation that you're going to have to just cut it out of your life and move away. So whatever you make, whatever decision you make, you've got to have to turn and walk away from it and cut it out completely out of your life and not look back again. So it is a very, very big decision, especially with this Ten of Swords. So you've got the Ten of Swords over here and the Ten of Wands over here. So this is the end of major cycles. There's major stress that's coming to an end, and major burdens, and that seems to be coming to an end as well. So what's happening with you? You've got the Four of Hazards. This is like the Four of Pentacles. You want stability. Maybe you've been worried about your security, worried that you don't have enough, worried that there's going to be hard times. So you're living in a state of almost panic that things are going to be happening. You can see this man is sitting in his bunker. He's got all his guns and weapons over there, and he's trying to protect himself, thinking that there's going to be almost like a second world or third world war coming along. So that's how you've been acting. You've been pretty much, maybe you've come from a period of a real lack or loss, and now you're making sure that you're keeping tight rein of your things, trying to save as much as you can, and living really within your means, trying to save as much money, save as much where you're not spending things on irrelevancies, and you're protecting yourself as well. You're trying to get that stability. You're trying to ensure that you have your security. And it looks like if anybody tries to come up against you, you're up in arms against this person's got a gun on their hand, on their knees over there. So you're up in arms against everybody. You will get rid of the enemy if anybody threatens that security. So you are very, very much in a very anxious situation right now and very worried about finance. And you can see here with the King of Swords, definitely worried about finance. This man's sitting with multiple guns, and that's how you're coming across to the world. People are really scared of actually approaching you about it, because it seems like whatever you've lost or whatever loss you went through has had such a big impact on you, and you are really living so that nobody is really trying to do anything to upset you, because it seems like if at the first sign of where you're feeling threatened, you will have a go at them. So you're really much defending yourself, in a very defensive position over there. So you've got the Seven of Wands. You can see, like I said, you are in a very defensive position. Seven of Wands talks about standing up for yourself, defending yourself, and you can see this man's actually defending whatever he has accumulated. So you're protecting your things, protecting your money, protecting whatever you've accumulated, and you're willing to do it, with force if necessary. So your words, because this swords represents thoughts, words, more than actions. So anybody says anything to you, you gun them down, if you like, and you are standing up for yourself. You don't want anybody to come and upset your boat. So you've got going to the future. Like I said, there's a choice with the Lovers card, Knight of Hazards, and the Empress at the end. So with the Lovers, there is this choice. It's a very, very difficult decision that you are being faced with at the moment. And it seems to be reflected right through with the Two of Wands. You've got, a decision being needed to make. Oh, the Judgment card also, this decision, a change of life. Something big is coming in for you, and it's going to change your life completely. And you are very reluctant to actually take a stand. You are really standing back and waiting for this to happen. And with the Lovers card, it's a major arcana. So you have to make the decision. This is a universal request that you make a decision to change your life for the better, and you've got to follow your heart. You can see this woman's got a heart in her hand. So something that you're really passionate about, you've got to actually follow that particular path. So that decision you need to make that decision. It could well be about a relationship, but it might be just about a way of life, whether to stay in it or leave it. And it seems like you're going to have to leave it with this Ten of Swords, because it's a situation that is no longer serving you whatsoever. So a big decision being needed to make over here, and you need to make it. So you've got the Knight of Hazards, and this could be, Hazards represents Pentacles, and, it represents work. So something may have happened within your work that has not worked out for you. So maybe this is the big decision that you have to make, because this man has bumped himself, caused an accident with a light pole. So maybe the direction in which you were supposed to actually have gone in is not going according to plan, and maybe things seem like almost like it's a car crash, a car wreck. And so you have to, and you've been working pretty hard with a Knight of Pentacles is a really person that's been working very, very hard, but things seem to have not gone according to plan. Maybe things have just broken down, and maybe this is why you've ended up with financial difficulties, where you're having to save quite a bit of money with this Four of Hazards. So maybe it is time you're reaching a point in your work situation. This could be a work situation where you have to make that decision to actually move on, because things have not worked out, and the situation is not very clear over. You've got clouds over a full moon, showing about lack of clarity and a lot of problems within that situation. And now you've got a car crash kind of situation where there's some sort of crisis that happened that is affecting your direction in which you're supposed to do. Maybe you thought your career would go in a certain way, and it's not going in that way. And so now you're reaching the point where you have to make that big decision to move on or leave this job. Maybe there is too much of responsibility within this job with the Ten of Wands, and now it's time to actually move on. So a big decision being needed to make. Now you've got the Empress card coming over here. So you're telling everybody to back down. You have got a family, or maybe you have children that you're actually nurturing and looking after. And this is why this particular impact of this job going wrong is having such a big effect on you, because of the family that you have to support, the people that are dependent on you. So that is why this is becoming such a big decision, and you having to decide which way to go is becoming quite an issue, because you don't want to end up with no job. But this is the Empress, and she is the card of abundance. So whatever decision you do make is going to be beneficial for you. It's going to be something that helps you grow. You've got pot plants over here, so you can see that if you tell people to back off and you actually move away from that situation, you are the Empress at the end of the day, and you will be successful in whatever new thing that you pursue, because this Empress card is also a card that is ruled by Venus and money. It rules money, and it is something that you will overcome the situation. So even though it seems like there's such a big decision to make about this, and you're gonna you're in a state of lack already, where you're actually having to save, then to make a decision to actually leave a particular job is a very, very difficult situation. But if it's not serving you, you're going to have to go. So there's some sort of crisis that you reached, and that you may have to make a decision. You have to tell whoever's causing you problems to actually back off. You've got her raising a hand, so you've got to actually stand your ground over here, which you are doing. You are coming across as somebody that is standing their ground, and you've got to make that decision to leave it. So you have to go with something and follow your heart. You've got to make a decision that is going to be beneficial for you, something that's going to allow you some happiness and take away so much of responsibilities that you have, because you are very, very overburdened within that job. It seems like whatever this big decision is, there is going to be a rescue party that comes in, somebody that comes and helps you out over there. So you may have to stay in the situation and do something else about it, or you may have to actually leave it and walk away from it. So you've been working very hard, but it seems like you've been called upon to change your path in life. Because you are at a turning point, a crossroads in your life right now. So I'm just going to draw some cards from the Angel Tarot, and let's see what they've got to say. So you've got the King of Water, and it says, open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. So there's somebody that is coming in to actually help you through the situation with the King of Water. Excuse me. This person is very trustworthy, very respected. So this is advice that you do need to follow. And you've got the Ten of Water, which is the end of an old emotional cycle that you've been going through. So you've been quite miserable recently, but you're coming out of that cycle. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. So whatever problems you are, you've got this as a 10 card. You've got the 10 of Swords over here, and you've got the 10 of Wands over here. Just show you. You've also got the Judgment card here. So there are things that are happening with you that is showing that you are ending an old cycle. You are moving out of this old cycle that you have been involved with, that is causing a lot of distress for you, and has been causing a lot of drama for you, and with the Ten of Water, a lot of depression for you, and you are now moving out of that cycle and moving to something new. So you're going to have to make a decision about what to do. And you've got the Knight of Air as the last one. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Creative solutions. So something coming in. You can see this Knight is carrying a sword of truth. So something is coming to cut out all the problems from your life, with the sword of truth coming in. And you're going to have to speak your truth, stand your ground, and tell people how to back off when they're giving you grief. And it looks like you will overcome this with this Empress card as the end. But there's somebody in your vicinity who's the King of Water, who will give you some sort of advice that you need to take in order for you to overcome the situation. So at the moment, being faced with a lot of a difficult decision, and everything seems to be pointing to an end of a cycle, and a decision being needed to be made by you as to which way to proceed and how to do it. And so you need to do that. You need to think carefully, but there is going to be somebody that you can get advice from, and there is going to be sort of almost like a rescue situation, because this is like a rescue helicopter coming to rescue these people from the top of the building over here. And it is you've been working really hard, so something coming in for you, maybe a message coming in, because this is coming in on the air with a helicopter and coming in pretty quickly. And the last card over here is the Knight of Air, which says that events occur at great speed. So there is some information. Knights usually, the air cards usually talking about messages and information coming in for you pretty quickly. So you're going to have to take that information, think about it very logically with the Knight of Air, which is like the Knight of Swords. Think about it very logically and make your decision based on logic rather than emotions. So put aside your emotions, weigh your pros and cons, and decide what you want to do, and do something that you are passionate about, that has got long-term consequences rather than something that's going to be happening for the moment.